first time I sort of met him, he always so assured of himself. But I think I've never seen him as comfortable as I've seen him now. So Ruslaan, our man over here, Aayush, I'm so happy to see this journey, which is not that many. You would have expected some 8 films veteran by now. But he's going very slow and steady. But like I said, he's more comfortable than I've ever seen him. Brother, thanks so much for joining me.
Brother, thank you for having me over here.
And a lady who needs, I don't think, a dose also of confidence. Sushrii, because of the background, देखो armed forces वाली लड़कियां जो होती हैं, not that she was in the army, family, they sort of, travel so much that they get accustomed to adjust so well. So thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. That was really kind introduction.
But it's true, and this world is a very interesting place. One day they'll love you on a Thursday. Wow! And then Friday को अगर हल्का से भी ऊंच नीच हो जाए ना, नहीं हम तो पहले ही बोल रहे थे. So यहाँ पे it's very fickle. And of course you spend so much time with him for him to have told you also from the family that he comes from also. I remember Salman bhai telling us that after his first super hit film, he had no work. समय के बाद, And ऐसा हो जाता है कि बड़े superstars के साथ ऐसा हो जाता है. Does that thought ever cross your mind? Let me just live it up till the release day. अच्छी होगी release, great. नहीं भी हुई, फिर भी I should enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process, yes, of course, but then I'm not really thinking आगे क्या, because I believe in the process of, no matter what happens on 26th, I'm going to wake up at the same time on 27th, do my thing, and then, my routine is going to be the same.
ऐसा तुम बोल रहे हो.
I swear. Trust me, I'm very sensitive in life. मैं रो देती हूँ, ऐसे कुछ भी देखूंगी रो दूंगी, but then my heart is of steel. So उसको shake कर पाना is really difficult in life. So failure is just ठीक है, it's just stumble and I make it a part of the dance. So
I like that. But like I said, I've never seen you so comfortable, and it's wonderful. I think I saw you most uptight and maybe a little nervous during Antim.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
I guess also the pressure of having Salman bhai there, and but now it seems that the work's been put in. Then this probably has had more work put in, obviously, for this film. But you're much more relaxed now.
I think it's a journey. I remember coming back to what you asked her. There's a time when we had a conversation, and she spoke about the fact that okay, I'm doing this now. What the next film? I have to make sure I have to meet. I have to do this so that the next film is locked, then this is locked, and that is done. I said, the thing is, this blockbuster, not a blockbuster. Because I had gone through the same paranoia. There were times, when I would, sometimes now you're on the third film, you're more relaxed, you know what is the post-production looking like, where the film is headed. This is our first film, there'll be a sense of paranoia at times, one more take, can I do this, can I do that, with eagerness to do the best as she can. At that point in time, I told her, I said, and a part of me would just always go like, okay, go easy on her because I know what she's going through. You have to go easy on her. So I told her, I said, in my first film, the paranoia of not succeeding was larger than the factor of being on set.
Correct.
I was so paranoid that what if I don't make it? That I was not enjoying. I have lived Lavyatri after Antim.
That's true, actually.
So it is like something you don't value at that point of time. You don't value a journey at that point in time. You don't value those days at that point in time. And in fact, I would like to mention this is something so beautifully put by Ranbir once. He bumped into me at a party and he congratulated me when the Lavyatri was being announced and everything. And he said, enjoy your first one. This is going to be special. After that, it'll be a project. But when I did Antim, it was so much a backlog that I was trying to rectify from Lavyatri to Antim that the paranoia was very much, what is going to happen? Am I worthy to be here? What am I doing? Will I be okay? Will people like my work and everything? Having said that, today, what I am at this point in time, the reason why I'm comfortable is because one thing I've learned from both my experiences. You don't know the Friday. You'll never know the Friday. No trade pundit. No review. Nobody can tell you what is going to happen on a Friday. What is in our hand is, on that Friday, waking up and saying, did every muscle in our body twitch for its success? Did we put it 100%? Did we fight every battle? If you have done that, sukoon. Then it is at, the audience is the king. They are going to decide what is going to be the fate. you have nothing in no power in hand. Nowadays when we in this marketing spree, there are a lot of times when their conversation, listen, we need to figure out, we are tracking at this much, we need to do this, now the calmness has come, listen, none of this is going to convert into box office ticket sales.
I'll tell you something, there was a long time back, and I used to have very honest, frank conversations, and I think I'm one of the only interviewers that takes names of when I chat with people, because I've known them for a period of time, and I really respect the times when it wasn't working so much for them. Shahid was one very big example. He had one of the most insane online followings, still does, okay? One of the most good-looking men. And for a long time, nothing converted. So he used to say कि यार ना मैं ना irritate हो गया हूँ मेरी fan following से, because into 100 नहीं होता है, ना into 1 भी नहीं हो रहा है. ये तुम number of millions और ये सब बोल रहे हो, trending on Twitter and all is happening, but it started to hurt until you have that big breakthrough, and when the big breakthrough with Kabir Singh, that's what happened.
Yes.
Sometimes over a period of time, when you mentioned tracking and fan following and all this, I don't know whether any of them now, and that's a real funda, whether they are wanting to spend money to come and see it in the theatre. And it's not about the fact that online is not so great. Sometimes, like I just saw Chamkila, it was a fantastic film, you know. So you don't really know whether the audience will want to come. So there is a time now also. I'm so glad we're meeting. बीच में तो interviews ही नहीं हो रहे थे. कोई किससे मिल ही नहीं रहा था. क्योंकि उनको लगा था कि maybe this is not the way to do it. But I still feel that connection with the audience has to happen. If they see you and they feel for you when you meet on your tours or whatever. यार ये बहुत अच्छा लड़का है. चलो जाके इसकी picture देख लेते हैं. I think that zone has to come in. So the question is, do you think we become too arrogant as actors and filmmakers and people in the media that we've taken the audience too much for granted? To both of you?
I don't think so. I think we are more paranoid than we used to be before. I believe that there is, for me, it's my personal opinion, I believe the biggest damage we have done to ourselves is social media.
Yeah, I agree, man.
The kind of exposure, overexposure, everybody goes through. You're seeing one person every day. Every day, household thing, updating about your life, your commotion. The focus, I never say the audience is wrong. I don't believe that. A good film will find its way either in theatrical or on OTT or in satellite. Somewhere they will find their audience. If your film is nice, you will have somebody who likes the film. They'll find you and tell you, listen, I saw your film.
Irrespective of the budget.
Yeah, irrespective. We don't see. The thing is, we know what the budget is.
Yes,
they don't know what the budget is. They don't care. There are people who are film lovers. They don't care. Today we discuss box office numbers like as if it's everyone. None of us are trade people. Everybody is discussing box office on Twitter. So this movie was made in so much. PNA was this much. Box office day one. Film is a disaster. Oh, film is a blockbuster. This much recovery. Satellite. क्या करना है यार तुमको? जाओ पैसा लो. जाओ picture देखो. That whole naivety of watching a movie has gone away.
Absolutely.
And it is done by us. Because the paranoia of being relevant. There was a time, like when my upbringing, I used to wonder what Sunny sir does in his real life. I used to wonder, where is he?
Correct.
The period that we didn't have their films coming up, and it was 6 months, no films. Your fans were eagerly waiting with bated breath to consume you on the big screen.
Correct.
That's what I believe is the problem with today's hysteria. You're so much out there. You're just out there.
उसमें वो डर भी लग जाता है, FOMO भी होता है. For someone like you, it might work for you when you're out there. But do you like being out there on social media?
I'm honestly a very private person. So for me, the struggle is always to push and put myself out there. Even like I'm getting used to the whole pap culture, getting click. It's all so new to me. And considering I'm very shy, introverted and very private as a person, even if I go and eat lunch somewhere, dinner somewhere, I don't post it. Because I feel like if I'm going somewhere, it's my business. It's not everybody's business. But I understand how relevant social media is and how powerful social media is and how it's a wonderful medium to connect with the audience, So then I'm kind of trying to find the right balance within myself. And I don't know how I will do it, but then I want to do that, that maintain a level of mystery where I'm not revealing everything about me and my life, but at the same time striking a connection with the audience. I think that subtle line I really want to do, and I want to develop that connection because it's so easy. You can be in any part of the world and you can communicate with people so easily.
I love Dharamji, man. He was going on a tractor.
Yeah.
He's the most hilarious
Yeah.
Instagram. And he just suddenly started his tractor.
Yeah,
He'll go to his
exactly.
khet.
Yeah.
And he still can be relevant, you know. and the next day he's talking point.
And also, it's such a wonderful way of making a difference.
Yeah.
That, you know, like, I mean, you just don't have to show your lavish lifestyle, but like simpler things also you can show. But also like maintaining that line where I'm not overexposing what I am and who I am as a person, because I would want to save that for my close-knit family
Achha,
and
you should actually make
friends.
many multiple accounts. A lot of us.
I do.
You know, but this film, for me, also is a coming of age of you as, I would say, as a star. Because I'll tell you, there is a calmness in your action sequences also. There's so much. You know, when you see Ruslaan, you understand that there's a lot of work that's gone into it. It really looks like a lot of effort has gone into it. You've traveled all over. Bachpan mein, my favorites were always Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And, you know, you want to watch Rambo. Then, of course, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And you always want to do all that.
Yeah.
When you make these, I want to ask you honestly also.
Yeah.
When you're watching yourself, you watch Tom Cruise all your life.
Yeah.
You're going, bro, am I looking like the John Wicks of the world and the Tom Cruise of the world or the Jason Bournes and all? Can I say that Aayush has managed to do that kind of level where I'm really excited with the stuff that I'm seeing on myself on screen?
You know, not really. For me, my favorite action star was Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, man.
But not for any other film but Rocky.
Oh.
My whole
You
sequence.
didn't like the Rambo series?
No.
Achha.
For me, it was not even the boxing that was important. It was the first Rocky, the scene that still I remember is the time when he actually is declared, when the round 10 goes over, and he's screaming his wife's name. I still remember that, Adrian. That for me is iconic.
Wow. Okay.
For me, it's not the fight. It's never been the fight. The reason why I always feel that his action had an emotion behind it. Because for me, when I watched Rocky, even though he didn't win the title,
Yeah.
the last round, he was celebrating that I have come from nowhere.
Yeah.
And here I am, and he doesn't care what people think about him. He's looking at her and saying, I've done it. I've survived 10 rounds. That, for me, is what I hold very important when I see action. It's not the perfection. Thank you so much for saying that it's become calm. I think it's become calm because there's a certain amount of comfort I've realized. That, you know, listen, like I would say in Antim, I was just a bull.
Yeah.
Like you direct to me in direction, I'll just keep running in that direction.
Yeah.
Now it's come to a point where I'm like, okay, I know when I need to blast, when I need to hold. When I see action, it's not that I'm enamored by, you know, I say, let me ape this. It's like, okay, I know what my style is. What my whole idea at this point in time is, I need to have my own iconic way of fighting. You know, have my own things. But today, things are so
You
different.
see so much now, obviously. Yeah.
No, but you know, the thing is, it's not that you're seeing something. First action was a knife.
Yeah.
And then there was just a bullet.
Yeah.
Now the cameras are coming. The guns go like this thing. You can do so much.
Yeah.
And now because you can do so much, there is room for more play.
Yeah.
You can really go full throttle.
Yeah.
You know, when you fight.
And you're also learning so much more as an actor also. You know, there's a lot of research work, there's a lot of action sequences, there's a lot of theatrics that you learn, which is not just acting. And that's the reason why the action looks so convincing also. Pehle wire work was a very big thing. Are wire work kar rahe hain. A wire work is like as if you know, putting makeup on. You've got to actually learn how to do all that to make it look very convincing. When you see the scale of the film, are you like really excited now? You know, ek mind mein hota na, I'll do Dharma production or I'll do a Yashraj film or wo sab rahega. But this is also now a lot of the younger girls that are coming into Bollywood want to see an action film as well, where there's like hardcore, where you also have action sequences, and it's, you know, a lot of that in there as well. There's a G.I. Jane in your head as well. And you, from being from an army background, you would have really enjoyed this.
I had a blast, trust me, and I honestly felt so lucky, to be very honest, and destined to be doing this because, you know, I mean, I trained myself, but I never really thought that so beginning in my career I'll get something like this, which feels incredible.
आपने बंदूकें तो बचपन से देखी होंगी.
देखा है, I have done shooting, like we would do those, you know, like when dad was in the RT, Black Cat Commando NSG, so you go and do all those like camps and visit your dad during that time. So you Samalkha mein, I remember this camp we used to go and do all of that. But then it's just like a day thing. But when you are doing it, so you know, like I would ask dad, you know, Papa, apni stories batao. Then you know, at that point, I also developed a different equation with my father. So like. I mean, it has been a blast.
मैं तो पहली बार जब बंदूकी चलाई थी आंखें हर बारी बंद हो रही थी।
हाँ।
तो बोलते थे यार आपने आंखें खुली रखनी है यार। कहते मैं तो ट्राई कर रहा हूँ। ऐसे होता था। When did you get comfortable with shooting?
You have to keep shooting.
Yeah, that's it.
I developed it before that. That was one thing. There are two things I never do. I never. A hero. It's just a blockage. Hero never guards his face.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay.
Can't. Even if you're coming so close, my hands cannot be up. It will be the last second when the hand will go up, but it will never be that my hands are gone up.
अच्छा.
It should never look preemptive. It's just a stuck in my head thought that I will not do this. I will never do this, that I'm ready to fight.
अच्छा. और वो ऐसे ये वाला नहीं किया ना?
ये किया. No, ये वाला style में किया है मैंने, but for me, I never felt the need of doing like preemptive. Like I don't know why. It is stuck in my head. My hands will always be like this.
अच्छा.
I am not fighting. I am gonna fight. You come close to me. I ain't going to you.
अच्छा.
So it has been stuck in my head. Next thing that I had to do, which I made her also do it, that you need to practice the sound.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The bullet. You have to keep firing.
Yeah.
You know, even for me, you know, it is simply a thing because the moment you do thump,
Yeah. वो होता है ना.
Yeah.
and the whole character falls.
Yeah, yeah. And the hand also moves, na?
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
suddenly gone like this.
Yeah.
So it is as bad it is. Take those 12 shots, load it, keep firing, because now your mind has developed that sound. You are used to it. Ready, action, move, thap, thap, thap.
Yeah.
So you do that, you know, and you get.
Producers not counting. 200
How many
बुलेट हो गए. Actually budget से 20 का था. यहाँ तो 200 हो गए.
No, but the producer, I used to see, you know, I always say that, you know, even for her, when she was shooting, there was a time when they said, okay, don't give her dummy bullets,
Yeah.
let her pretend.
He pulled a prank on me also. Just saying.
And I gave her a dummy bullet to test on, and her face is going like that. And then the
Because the sound is like it's blasting,
Yeah, of
and
course.
fire comes out, the shells fly out. So
Wow.
then,
So
yeah.
it was a real bullet?
Yeah, no, it was not real. But then, like I mean,
her
I
reaction
effect was too much.
Yeah.
Her reaction was pretty. No, but you know, the thing is, for me, I always say that for an actor,
Yeah.
like for her, when she was doing a shot, they said, don't put a dummy gun. It's okay, we'll put it on VFX. I said, first of all, when a gun goes, a shell comes out.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot. Point number one. Point number two. When an actor holds a gun,
Yeah, yeah.
the weight,
The weight of it, man.
it makes you
different, yeah.
feel you're doing
course.
something.
Yeah.
You know, it was a very funny instance. I was shooting one sequence in Antim. Okay, so I was given a real gun with the dummy bullets and all that. I have gone shooting dhap, 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 dhap. And my friend, Ganya, you know, he was sitting outside. They gave him a toy gun. And the sequence is going on, and from behind I'm hearing sound like pew, 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 pew. I'm like, who the hell is giving the sound pew, 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 pew in the middle? So he's like, नहीं मुझे पता नहीं है gun चलती कैसे. You know, because for them, it's not about the bullet. It's about the character.
Feeling.
Yeah.
If you're holding, like even it is a small thing. We would at times we were shooting one sequence, and she just had to enter.
Yeah.
And she just had to enter, but they were not getting the body language right. They said, no, we are not feeling. I said, put the gun back. Put a gun on. But why? We don't need a gun. I can just
Yeah.
keep it for her to feel the metal.
Yeah, that's true.
When you feel the metal, you hold it, you feel it, and we had given her a gun to just play around with.
I
They
like
took the bullets out, play around with it, flick with it, hold it, feel the heft of it, get into a body language. It needs to be your extension. So all these small things, you know, they are very important.
No, but that's you got to look the part. I mean, you know, if you think that you know, sometimes you can actually just come and appear, but if you got to pick up stuff, it's got to be second nature to you. You have to be, and these guys are not playing people that are just like us that are just playing around with a gun. The whole world of saying that it's your debut film, when you actually see posters like this, when you see a poster over there, what is the family doing? Is they celebrating, calling every relative and every cousin that there is कि मेरी बेटी picture
I
है?
wish they were doing that, but they're so humble. They don't do anything.
अरे इसमें humble क्या picture आ रही है यार?
I know, but they are very away from the world of entertainment, you know. So my dad is like an army officer, mom is a cop. So for them, all of this is like
I'm sorry, did you say mother's a cop?
cop, yeah.
It's a position.
Wow,
bata
bhai.
do. It's not a cop.
DSP. Yeah. So yeah. So
She
then.
say cop like as in like cop. Like, I'm like, oh.
अभी भी थोड़ी देर पहले तुमने ऐसे ब्लैक कैट कमांडो बोल दिए थे, you know, ऐसे ही जैसी
Because these things are so normal for me.
It's like us saying हमारे में मेकअप आर्टिस्ट है वैसे आपके ब्लैक कैट का बहुत बड़ी चीज है यार
I know बड़ी चीज है, but then I didn't realize कितनी बड़ी है because like I mean my dad was also in the Kargil war, so then all these things I have grown up with, you know, so then they seem very हर घर में होता है, you know, types.
How do you not trivialize acting then, and you know, this world of media when you come from such a hardcore real world?
I don't, because I remember we would whenever we would have a peace posting, with my dad was in the RT, so every 2 years you have like a war posting and then you have a peace posting. Right. I remember we would army में ना theaters होते हैं, army theaters जिसमें सारे army की families जाती है. There's no PVR, it's not fancy anything, very humble popcorn you get. So we would have movie dates.
अच्छा.
And I remember I've seen Rosa, Bombay, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, all these films together. So these they would be movie dates, family days together, and they would be so special to me, you know, because movies brought my family together, and I would miss my dad whenever he's not home.
I'm sure.
So then those days were so special for me that I would be like, wow, these people have the power to bring us together.
Wow.
So then that made a real huge impact in me, and every day I would come back from school and whatever movies I would have seen, I would come back and watch Madhuri Dixit and Kajol and everybody dance, you know. So then movies have been very, very important and special to me. I mean, more than important, special actually.
I like that reference also, you know, because what you said, they do bring everybody together, you know, and I think that's the best part about it. And that's why a lot of actors go and, you know, when you do something for the armed forces there also, that's why they love it as well. They know all the songs as well.
Yeah.
You know, does it feel, like for her it's surreal, does it feel surreal to you also now that you're a recognizable face? You know, you're a recognizable actor. When you go out there, you've got fans, you've got people that like you, you know, and not so long back, it wasn't the case, you know.
Yeah.
Is it surreal for you, or because of the fact that there is Salman Khan in the family, for her it's become normal there, this has also become normal to you? No?
This is my journey, and you know, for me, every time somebody approaches me and says that I want to have a picture, it still feels the same. It still feels the same. It still feels nice. It feels like, you know me? What are you saying? Are you know me? What? You saw my movie? Which movie did you see? What scene? So you know that internally, that effort is still there for me to hold on to that innocence. Because one thing that really, I remember we were sitting in Azerbaijan, we were rehearsing a scene, and a lady just popped up and she said, you know, can I take a picture with you? And she was not an Indian. You remember that lady?
Yeah.
And suddenly for a split second, I was like, you know me? In Azerbaijan? How? Well, how did you manage to do that? You know, I am extremely excited. I feel very, you know, grateful for being here. And if I see somebody who has seen my body of work or has to compliment, even be critical at, you know, sometimes, wo thoda mujhe laga, I am very open to it. You know, I don't feel like been there, done that. You know, get used to it kind of a thing, or be like, oh, ye to hona hi hai. You know, there are times when I still we still do our marketing runs. I say, crowd janta na main hu kaun. Like, you know, I still feel like aisa to nahi ki I'm going up and nobody knows who I am. They said, obviously they don't know, what are you talking? So it is that thing, and I want to hold on to it because I feel there's nothing more valuable than people giving you love, appreciation. My fondest memory has been I was sitting in Dubai and I was having a meal, and there was a family that came, took pictures, and by the time I was leaving, which I don't promote, but they said that your bill is taken care of, they've already paid for you. And for me, I was like,
that's a fun perk.
Yeah, man. I said, no, honestly, I don't want them to pay, but for me, it was almost like, why did they pay for me? Like, I already had the picture. What was the reason for pay? But, you know, later on, I bumped into them at the mall again and asked them, I said, why would you pay? Please, I would like to give you the money back. They said, no, it was just a gesture that you took out time to take a picture. There's no gesture.
That's really sweet.
In my head, I was like, gesture? It was gesture of you to walk across the restaurant to come and say hi to me. You know, it made my day.
I was at Nothing But Chicken, buying chicken. There was a guy who would come. He said, sir, मैंने बाथरूम बनाए फिल्म सिटी में. मैंने कहा, वाओ, आपका बिल हम दे रहे हैं। मैंने कहा नहीं पर मैंने कहा फिर मैं 2-3 kg और ले लेता हूँ चिकन। But he's so sweet. He sees all the trailer launches and he was a really big fan, of course, obviously of Salman bhai. And just the fact that he'd seen me there with him, he'd not seen any other work. He said, "नहीं आप वहाँ हैं ना, हमें बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है." So I think the love for cinema is so large for everybody. They just want to like help you out in every way. And when you're shooting in an alien country, you're also mindful of the fact that I'm here for work, लेकिन ये एक दूसरी world भी है. Let me just sort of marry both the worlds. Now, but let's talk about the work world over there. This was a tough film. You know, 60-70 days of shooting, which is a long time to shoot actually. You know, that's not the current world that we live in, where we hear 40-50 days. And this is not song and dance sequence also. So this was a film that was tough to make also. And a lot went into it also. Were you worried in between that, you know, is it gone a little overboard for an Aayush film?
No, it is. There were times then we would pause for 3 months. We were not shooting for 3 months. And there were times when I would feel that this is a big risk I'm taking. There were times when, you know, I would feel that it has taken 2 years of my life. Again. I just did Love Yatri, then I had to wait for 3 years to do Antim, and now this was supposed to be a quick in and out, 6 months out, release. Again 2 years. You know, I'm like, why? You know, why? So at one point, I was used to feel like that. But I believe this film has been an experience with people who I call dumb believers, including me. Dumb believers.
In the project.
Yeah. I'm a dumb believer. She's a dumb believer. She left 2-3 films that were coming her way, auditions, because she wanted to shoot for Ruslaan.
Wow.
Didn't take up anything in the middle because she was confused, because if she, if something happens on the move, 15 days more come or something come, then she doesn't want to be unavailable.
Wow.
Okay. The director, he left ads. Editors have left films. The passion that people showed on this project.
You got to believe in it, basically.
Yeah, and they were, I call them dumb believers. Because it was our just belief set that we will take it to the finish line. We will see it through. For us, just because, see, our budget is not as much as people think it is. It's a little higher than what action film is impossible to make at. We genuinely, when we were shooting, we didn't have the kind of privileges. You know, as much as people think that films are made in this grand, lavish way, and small films don't have it. But we knew that a film of this subject needs a certain kind of look and feel.
Correct.
You need to pull in the audience. You need to give them something.
So action can't look tacky.
It can't look tacky.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your locations can't look tacky. Your clothes can't look tacky. I think this is the first film where we have all chipped in. There are times when she's worn her own clothes and come. I've worn my own clothes and come. It's okay. Like, we need to make the frame look good.
Correct.
It has been a film where there's one vanity man.
Wow.
The whole crew uses it. Credit where it's due. The army behavior, that the army training this lady possesses is commendable. Went 2 days without food because unfortunately we didn't know she's vegan. And nobody was able to. We were shooting in a place where there's no concept of vegan.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
what do you eat? Aloo.
Don't ask. It was an experience.
She's done that. We didn't have vans to change. We were taking turns. Okay, like you'd use mine, then I'll use this thing. I've seen her go to restaurants and can I use a bathroom? Okay, and not. Chalo, this is done, no problem. Not only she's done, everybody's done on the set. Everybody has worked hard. But it is not that the beauty about this whole thing is nobody came out, fuming and all. What is this? Production doesn't know their job. What is this? This is not how a Bollywood film is made. They came huffing and puffing in excitement. Let it go. The frame is important.
But you have also ran to locations, so it's like you're giving everybody credit. You also need to take the credit, na? He has also ran when there's no car. So driver is missing, so he's running from one location to the other location. He has run doing cardio. He's like, what's my line? Karan comes and is like, okay, the script is changed. I was like, what?
But that's how you got to do it. You can't just say, you've not come to do your part only.
Exactly.
And then
it's
your
a teamwork.
exit.
It's a
Of
teamwork.
course.
Yeah, we were holding claps to each other. Being the crew was lesser, we knew that if you had to do Azerbaijan and we have to go abroad, our budget doesn't allow it.
Absolutely.
So we need to crew down.
Yeah.
And if we crew down, you know, somewhere down the line you feel maybe it was a problem. It was not. Because we all became buddies.
Yeah.
There was
It
no
became like a
hierarchy.
family.
There was no hierarchy of people. We had our writer, Yunus sir, he's also there. He's also
Yeah.
working like an AD. People, you know, we were designing action sequences. It was just like we are shooting in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of a main market.
Yeah.
And again, coming back to the question of power of cinema, there was a sequence where she has to slap me.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody surrounded this area and they want to understand because it's a bare body man, he's standing, he has blood on his face, bullets are being fired, and people are wondering in Azerbaijan, what is going on here? You know, it's a Sunday.
You're
peak-
lucky you
peak
didn't.
time.
Somebody didn't call the police.
You know, the cops were there. They were cops coming and looking at what the hell is going on over here. And at this point, when this scene happened, they don't understand the scene. They don't understand the story. People are clapping.
Yeah. Like I got goosebumps. You know, I couldn't understand what happened because everybody started clapping around, and they're all tourists. It's not like they understand our language. Hindi nahi samajhte hain wo log.
Obviously, yeah.
But everybody is clapping, and I was like, wow, this is like pinch. Let me
This
pinch
is a Bollywood
myself.
film. Do you like? I mean, I used to ask back in the day. We used to ask actors. And I asked Rani this. I asked everyone this. I said, audience आता था. अब जब कूद रहे होते थे स्विट्जरलैंड में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती थी कि कहते नहीं ऑडियंस के साथ ही मजा आता था. अगर ऑडियंस नहीं होता तो हम लोग बहुत अजीब लगता था.
पर मैंने कभी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया.
So
ना,
how
ये
was your first
time.
experience?
I got goosebumps. I literally pinched
Did you
myself.
forget
Like,
lines and a few
no,
things?
no, no.
and
I was focused completely. I didn't
She
even.
had to slap me, na? She was focused. She had looked at my cheek with utmost sincerity. ये गाल है,
Everybody
इसको
was
मुझे
scared if I'll
लाल.
be able to do it or not.
Slap him.
Yeah.
Were you slapping him mock slap or real slap?
Real slap. Real slap. It was a real slap.
The DOP sir, after the scene, he kept left this thing, and he's also laughing because. And
हाथ में तो लाल हो जाता है कि 3-4 बारी थप्पड़ मारो.
No. It's just that day.
Yeah.
Please, ma'am, can I have your hand? Please, ma'am. Please. I just realized how. Look at her hand. It's a big hand. Because when it landed on the chair, dhaad karke, I'm like. The funny thing is, at that point, I'm like.
To my credit, I said that I'll mock slap because out of respect, how do you slap? You know, in your debut film.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
would love
he's like, no, you have to commit to the scene.
Achha.
Karan, my director, also is like, you have to commit to the part. And I'm like, are you guys sure of what you're asking of
Did you
me?
whack him hard?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thang karke bada tha.
Oh, it's fun.
I seeked permission in my defense.
Yeah, that's all right. Listen, it's all done.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing a film. It's not that, you know, that's what the beauty of Ruslaan is, in my personal opinion. So whenever people, you know, in our head, they said, okay, are we trying to be, you know, it's all done in this way, the fashion, the scale, the action, everything is going bigger and bigger and bigger. Are we on the right track? Then our head just said, you know what?
Forget it.
There is a reason why we're here.
Yeah.
Somebody has given us faith. They have given commitment. They have trusted us. It is a team of young people. You know, honestly, I believe the biggest mistake we did is we made her part of production, direction. And now, you know, the first time when you see a film, the excitement is different when you see the whole edit and the color grading and the DI and the VFX and everything come into play. Now with her, she became a part of the team. So we're showing rushes. We are sitting and discussing. So we are
It's
seeing.
fun. I learned so much.
And-
Agreed.
Yeah.
But
And you know the fun of seeing
first time,
that,
virgin
you know,
look, वो आएगा ही नहीं.
नहीं, this was the
No.
perfect.
She's lying. She used to have a blank face like this, you know. Huh? This? I'm like, DI होगा.
अभी बहुत कुछ होने वाला है इसमें.
इसमें
But
होने
I
वाला
learned
है.
so much, you know, I feel like I've evolved so much, and I think that's a privilege I had, and I want to be super grateful about it because I don't think a lot of people gain this kind of expertise, and that, like I've been a part of theatre. I've done theatre for like 4 years. But that will not teach you as much as what can teach you, you know, what being on set can teach you.
Of course.
And Ruslaan was the best film school because I learned about acting, camera, lights, sound, dubbing, voice modulation, BGM, edit, and so much more. So, like, I think Ruslaan was the best film school
Maybe
for
Harris,
me.
you know, at time, don't you think you're underplaying the sequence? Like, wait for the BGM to come in.
Yeah, I learned that eventually.
I said, let the BGM guy also do some work.
Yeah.
This is my job.
But
this
that's
is my
actually
story.
true, you know, 50% of the film is done
Yeah.
post, sometimes even more.
Yeah.
70%.
Wow.
70%.
It's like an Instagram filter, man.
Yeah.
You just shoot
Yeah.
whatever, it doesn't matter what you have.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I have to talk about one man who I feel is like, you know, he's a sensation actually down south, Jagapati Babu. You know, he's actually somebody, and they say down south, when you are one character, you don't end up experimenting too much.
Yeah.
अगर तुम villain हो तो villain ही रहोगे जिंदगी भर. So, for example, if Rajni sir ever wanted to be a villain, they'll shut the industry down.
Industry
Yeah.
down.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
This man has been effortless in both.
Yeah.
and we've seen a little bit of him in Kisi Ka Bhai Kisi Ki Jaan, but he's also somebody who's very eager to want to work a lot more here.
Yeah.
It's very difficult and dangerous to use this word pan-India anymore because I'm not sure whether every film can be pan-India.
Yeah.
But the audience is there. You know, the eagerness and the inputs that he had. Tell me about that.
You know, I had a very weird experience on the first few days of this film. We were shooting in Hyderabad. Jagapati sir was there and my producer sir was there. The most of the crew at that time was from Telugu because we were at the cost we were working. We were going wherever we were going. We getting the local crew
correct.
so that we cut our cost and we do what we do. First of all, nobody looks into my eye. So I'm confused why nobody looks into my eye. And whenever I talk, people look down. I'm like, what is going on? Then the word hero.
Yeah.
Hero
has come.
Garu.
Hero Garu. I'm like, why Hero Garu? Matlab, my name is Aayush. I call me Aayush. And then Jagapati sir, we met. We had shared pleasantries and all. And then he was sitting behind the monitor. We were shooting a song. He was sitting behind the monitor. I went and he moved a chair. He moved a step back and he gave me the chair. I said, sir, please, what are you doing? I'll take another chair. Please, sit, I'll take another chair. He said, no. I said, sir, you're a senior. Come on. He said, no, on set, you are the hero. And hero sits here. I didn't know the pressure.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm telling you the pressure. You need to take yourself seriously. I'm like, 1 second, guys. Let's chill out a little bit. Let's relax.
Wow.
This is peer pressure.
Yeah.
This is peer pressure. But the beauty about him is that he comes on set. He sits on a plastic chair. Doesn't go back to his van unless he has to go to the washroom or change his clothes. Keep sitting, keep looking, keep making friends with people, keep having conversations. And that is a very different style of working. You know, he doesn't think too hard. I think that comes with experience, which I think we all need to imbibe at one certain point. But the kind of culture, the respectability that goes over there in the way they are eager to work, you know, it has a different work ethic. It's not like I would say great and we are bad or anything like that, but it was interesting. Interesting observation that, you know, shot taken, the producer, sir, director, you know, actor will sit talking about random things. You know, there was not like, oh, this is happening. In Hyderabad, there was not screaming and shouting. Everybody was like, and I'm also sitting, I'm going to shoot. What is going on? Nobody's screaming, nobody's shouting, nobody's saying anything. It's just like, oh, relaxed, chill. Ho jayega.
I wouldn't be able to handle this kind of shoot. Would you be able to handle it? You don't have too many scenes with him, right? That's what
I did, but I would go to the set and I would watch what they are doing and I would be very curious to know. And like what he said about eagerness to perform. I remember one of the scenes when he was performing. It was a very impactful scene, very powerful scene. And it was just so amazing for me to watch him, and he would ask Karan, is it okay? Do you want something else? You know, like, I mean, because, and then he would attempt it. So it was like, really, I was like, wow. Like, I mean, he is Jagapati Babu and he has that kind of like eagerness to perform, and, you know, like, there's no arrogance ki, you know, to ask in front of the crew or just come on the side and ask. No, nothing. He's asking in front of everyone. He's taking the directions and he's incorporating it and is performing. So that was
that's
like...
the way it should be. It's a director's medium. And I think a lot of us, like I said, you know, and I go back to some bits, maybe, you know, what we've started to hear is that everyone seems to know their job. Yes, maybe, but it's still a director's job to decide to break you or keep you or choose that character or however he wants to do it. And I think that's what I really like. I'm looking forward to this, to seeing just a different world that you will be exposed to as well. I think this will actually be the coming of age. This is your debut film, actually. I really do believe that, because the first time, I think it was just, who's Aayush? Second time, okay, there's Aayush with Salman Bhai. Now he's carrying Mount Everest on his head. Right? He's got to like figure it out. But this is important. And this is a very important film. Not to put more pressure on you.
Thanks.
But this is an important film for you as an actor in the Hindi film industry. ये अगर चल गई ना, तो
चलेगी इंशाल्लाह.
Numbers आ गए ना. This is a party, bro.
Inshallah.
During Eid, you will also stand on the side and you will also wave to them. That's what we're going to love, man. It's going to be fantastic. But we'll have a keen eye because his wife is very, very particular. Has she liked it?
Oh, she's seen it. She liked it.
She's a lady of few words, and if she doesn't like it, she says it. I remember I'll say before I said Love Yatri ke time pe, one or two things she didn't like. She got a stern look.
Yeah.
She can be a little stern.
She can be.
Salman bhai seen it?
Yeah.
Liked it?
Proud. He was proud.
Khatam. Congrats. And congratulations
Thank
to you
you,
as well.
thank you
I
so
want to see
much.
this, of course, in theatres. It's good fun to go to theatres, have a little bit of popcorn, see a nice bashing scene, shirtless scene also with a lot of snow. So it's going to be
And a lot of emotions.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of
There's a
course.
lot of
All his
emotions.
abs have shown all the emotions as well.
No, no.
Fantastic. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.